Oh, who cares?
Welcome to The Divide with Mike and Corey.
That's your boy Todd Frazier.
Hey guys, I'm Julie Stewart Banks.
Hey, what's up? This is Cliff Floyd. You can catch me on The Divide.
You can catch me on The Divide on Fox Sports The Gambler.
Hopefully our disagreements one day bring us all together.
So stupid. So corny. And so stupid. I hope our disagreements bring us together.
Yeah, I do. This is The Divide.
And here we are, Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 Philly, 104.1 Trent Zone. Oh, man. It's been a while. I feel like rusty.
Rusty. I feel annoyed.
Oh, yeah, you were definitely. So before we went live, Mike was messing around with the cameras and the audio and stuff because you had a very busy week with Jingle Ball and everything. And the whole studio had to be dismantled and reassembled. And he was running around fixing lights, fixing audio. And I was right here in the chair
Just
waiting.
Yo, there was more lights on this side of the studio. There still is. And I still am darker than you. I don't understand
If
it.
you're tuned into YouTube Live, you should be.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can watch us and our antics. But there, yes, I can confirm there is 1.5 lights on me, and there's about 6 lights on Mike right now.
Yeah, the craziest part is one of our roles at Jingle Ball was the red carpet, and I lit that thing up like a Christmas tree, bro.
guess, man.
It looked great, and now, freaking Germ was down here. He fixed all the lighting. He's like,
He had
do
it
not touch
perfect.
it. He had it perfect, and yeah, we got to figure it out. I had to use a different camera because we couldn't get the autofocus.
It's winter now, man. You know, the lighting's all weird. Daylight savings
No.
happen. That's got to be the reason.
It's not the only reason why I'm annoyed, though.
Well, what's the other reason why you're annoyed?
The New York Mets, man. It's a freaking
yeah,
joke,
yeah.
dude. I'm officially on strike. I don't care. I will not wear any of my Mets gear. I will not accept any Met presents. So if I get one, I won't open it or use it until I'm satisfied. And like, look, it's not, you can't say, oh, that's not being a fair Met fan or anything like that. I've been a ride or die since 1985, and I've never, ever said this in my life, but there was always hurdles. There was always like, oh, we're the underdogs, all this other crap. Now it's just like, this is bad baseball. Like the owner comes out, Steve Cohen, and he goes, oh, Ohtani's agent never called me. Bro, Michael Jordan doesn't call other teams. You call him. This is the Michael Jordan of baseball. Like,
Yeah,
this is
I find it. I think that's a cop out for him. I find it very hard to believe. I think that like is the easy way out of like, oh, he never called, because you can't tell me that Steve Cohen didn't reach out to him or try to reach out to his people, and he never called me back is what he should have said. I think he's protecting his pride with that statement.
Yeah, and it's the best deal ever. I mean, now they could still they're in a win now situation.
It is great.
Yeah.
And I guess it's so for those of you that haven't been following, Ohtani signed with the Dodgers, a 10-year contract, $700 million. It was the most money that anybody's ever been paid, and rightfully so, because the man can do it all. But his contract is so backloaded. He's only getting $2 million a year for
10
those
years.
for those 10 years, and then he gets the payout annually after that, like a Bobby Bonilla situation.
And I knew that was going to happen. Deferred contracts always happen.
They do,
But not like this.
But this $2 million a
this
year?
is nuts.
This is
nuts.
disgusting. And I know he's probably getting a ton of money in advertising and everywhere else, but it's I can't even wrap my mind.
No,
$2 million a year, like
Yeah.
that nowadays. That's someone's salary. Like, there's someone that works in IT right now that can make
McDonald's,
$2 million
minimum wage.
Yeah.
But look, like I just think this has to not be legal. You know what I mean? Because also I think I know he's going to avoid a lot of the LA tax too.
Well, that's what they were saying. The more you read is he has a tax incentive, basically a tax break for just, dude, $10 million. If you're telling me, hey, there's $680 million waiting for you but you have to wait 10 years. Dude, anything can happen in 10 years.
Yeah.
I don't even know that I would take that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Also, like if I'm the insurance people too, like I'm worried about that too because how much do you decide which is insured and what's not? And then also, did you see the Wolf of Wall Street thing? Somebody like that sounds like Leo did a voiceover, and it was like, then we sell the team.
We sell the team.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm happy for him.
yeah, I'm glad you're happy. You're also happy because you have a new shiny toy yourself.
Yeah, but there's so much speculation around the Juan Soto thing that it's like you can't even enjoy it. So Juan Soto was traded to the Yankees last week. Very happy. He's what, 25 years old?
Yeah,
Something like that. So
his
young.
brother's
He's coming off
too.
a really good season. I mean, you're talking. It looks like the best outfield in baseball right now. If you're looking at the New York Yankees. But everybody keeps saying he's a rental. There's a lot of and to these Met fans, there's a lot of Met fans that because he's got 1 year left. So they traded Yankees. He pretty much has 1 year. And during his press conference, which was weird. Did you see that? It was all virtual. I'm
boycotting.
It was weird, man. It's like you can't show up to the stadium and put the hat and jersey on. Anyway, so it was a virtual Zoom. I didn't even think we were doing Zoom press conferences, but they basically alluded or the question was asked, like, what happens at the end of the year? And his answer was like, oh, you know what number to call, so on and so forth. So it's like you can't enjoy it because there's so much speculation that he, playing with the Nationals, he really got a taste of the Mets organization, and he likes what they're doing over there, and he's waiting basically for them to prove themselves before he jumps ship. So it's like, so what are you saying? If the Mets start to rebuild starting this year, that there's a chance that you can land Juan Soto next year? Like, I think if, first of all, I don't think that you can definitely use a player like Juan Soto. I don't think that's a top need for you guys, though.
No, Juan Soto added to any lineup is a need. Like,
well,
yeah, but I understand it. But
because
it's also,
he a guy you rebuild a team for.
Yeah. Well, no, and like I said, his brother's coming too, which is equally as big. I think he's a big piece of any team. But yeah, he's gonna get like a $400 million contract as long as he plays well in the Bronx. And I mean, the Bronx kind of caters to a hitter like him. So look, that is the best outfield in the world. I feel like the Mets could have, it just sucks, man. Like, so DeGrom leaves, right? Granted, he got injured, but he told you on the way out, hey, I'm picking a team that's going to win the World Series. Like, I was like,
I still think,
and we all said it was for money.
We laughed at him.
I get that, but who's laughing now? He's got a ring to prove that he was right.
I know, but
if he never plays again, he has a ring.
But Mike, that to me, that was the equivalent of Joe Namath calling his Super Bowl drunk on a beach. He may have thought that that's a possibility. There's no way that man firmly believed in February that they were World Series bound. There's no way. On paper, that team has no business winning the World Series.
I'm laughing because no matter where Joe Namath was, he was probably drunk, so it didn't matter where he was calling his shot. But I digress. No, but he called his shot and he did it. And for now the Yankees, the Dodgers, like it's 1941 again. There's no other teams. There's two teams. You just saw what happened last night. Barstool actually got the drop with the trade.
Yeah,
like
that
bro,
another insane,
absolutely nuts.
And
Flaherty.
Yoshi's rumored to go to the Yankees too now.
Yeah, I mean he just got interviewed by the Phillies. I'm giggling. That's not going to happen. I mean, the only prayer that maybe Stevie Cohen's been spending more time in Japan. I know they flew out there, but like maybe Senga could convince Yoshi to come here. But I highly doubt it. I don't think so.
But Steve, here, let me ask you this, man. Steve Cohen is a businessman. What is he doing then? I know this was for the last 3 years or more than that, right? How many years did the team? 4 years? 5 years?
Yeah, this is 4 now. It's been all the way through 2020, maybe. So maybe it's his 4th season or coming into his 4th. You got to think.
And he kept, this is a passion project, yada, yada, yada. Like, he's like, I have my heart and soul in this. But he's not like
He
this
also-
season is like you're
yeah.
not making any decision on what you're trying to do with the team.
He
know,
also
it's-
attacked all the other owners for not paying players.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people use the Mets and Stevie's big bags to get contracts otherwise. You know, Correa, that was a mess.
Oh God.
You know, and look who's laughing now. Like we should have freaking taken that without the insurance. You want to gamble? You know, and the freaking Dodgers, dude. Tyler Glasnow is a freaking Dodger now. Like, it makes no sense. Like, it's just like two motherships, two Death Stars, one on the West Coast, one on the East Coast, and they're going to duke it out at the end. It's just absolutely nuts to me. I don't freaking get it. Another Soto, for those who don't know, is a Scott Boras agent. We don't tend to do good on that. You also got Pete Alonso in his walk here. You know, it's just nothing's good. The pitching is horrible with the Mets. Like, I don't see it. You know, they got Senga. That's it. You know, you look over across to the Phillies. If they did get Yoshi, it would be over.
Yeah,
like,
man.
that would be the best pitching. You know?
They're not going to land that. Philly, you're not landing Yoshi.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think they could pay him, to be honest with you. I mean, he's going to get like
I mean, their owner.
he's going to
has
get
money.
like an
He just
8 or
doesn't
9
flaunt it. He
year,
doesn't brag
$400
about
million contract. He's going to get a decent. It's going to be a decent payday.
Also, like, and the Mets fan base, they're just like, the Coens are such good people and all this other. Like, stop, man. Just stop. Like, yes, they're good people. Like, I'm not trying to say they're the Wilpons and I don't even know if the Wilpons are bad people. I don't know them, you know, outside of what their public image is. But the dude's ruthless. He's made billions. There's a freaking TV show about him. Just show it. Just show it. Show it to your fan base. That you know, I mean, Steinbrenner is a legend because if he made a bad investment, he doubled down on it. There was passion behind it. There was
Right.
excitement.
Right.
The Bronx is burning. If this is our burning moment, it's not. It's like we're fluttering.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not even. It's not even a fun. Just get crazy about it. Then you know. I don't know. Like it's just. Really,
Didn't he just release like a big master plan for like City Park or City, like the whole surrounding? Like, I'm
yeah,
going to
and
invest
people
all
are-
this money,
yeah.
so you can take families here and this and that.
People
and
are also saying that crap too, man. I get that. Like, oh, they're like, oh, good luck parking there. It's already crappy to park there. What are we talking about?
No,
And
we'd
then-
rather take 2 trains to get there than
yeah,
to park there.
it's the part of me that enjoys Citizens Bank Park more because there's so much more to do. Like you know, that one time when we went for the 9/11 game, they made me park in the street.
Yeah.
I was convinced my car would not be there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's already bad at parking. Like, what are we talking about? It's all, and they're like, casinos bring bad stuff. What, like chop shops? Like, what
Oh,
are we
dude,
talking about?
seriously, what are we-
It's just you know, I don't know, and that's the product of New Yorkers being New Yorkers, and Met fans being Met fans. Like, everybody's gonna go, oh, now we got $1 billion owner that wants to put a casino right next to our thing. God forbid if there's a hotel and I could stay there overnight.
Yeah.
Because guess what? The reason why the 7 line travels to all these other places. Because it's the only place you could stay overnight. You're going to stay overnight in Queens? Like, give me a freaking break. There's no option for that.
Dude, you could throw a rock
Yeah.
in Pittsburgh across the street from their
Right.
stadium and hit a hotel.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like, you can literally watch the game from your hotel window
Yeah.
in Pittsburgh. It's nuts.
Pretty much everywhere but New York, there's a hotel
Yeah.
within
and I
walking
get it in the
distance.
Bronx. I get it. But not in the Queens. Like, the
Yeah.
Bronx is bustling. Like, it's still a bit, like, that area is moving. Like, the Queens, it's like, oh, this is where the World's
know.
Fair used to be.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
yeah.
so weird. It's like old New York.
It
you
is.
know what I mean?
It is,
like
yeah.
it's
Like, oh, that's from Men in Black, like the little
Yeah.
UFO things. Like, stop, man. There's nothing over there except for, like, yeah, when the U.S.
LaGuardia.
Open is in town, like, that
Well,
gets
yeah.
crazy. That gets crazy. But so what? So, like, let's make it crazy all the time. I want a casino. I want, you know, and like I said, we did a live, and it was at Xfinity this year in Philadelphia with the Mets.
with the exception of the vacation you just went on. When was the last time you sat at a casino and played some cards?
Harrah's, when we did a live opening
That's right.
day for the NFL,
Yeah.
the NFL kickoff with Sean Brace. And, you know, I was trying to figure out, I ended up winning like $500 in blackjack. So I paid
Yeah.
the network immediately, like,
Mhm.
out of that fund. So then, honestly, we're getting, using now some of those funds to upgrade some of our equipment. So I'm
Oh
really
God,
excited
man,
for
I
that.
just love gambling so much. I don't.
When was the
care.
last time you did? You had
like
a baby. I was
sat
gonna
at a
say.
table
Yeah.
last summer.
Yeah, before
Yeah.
life got crazy.
Yeah.
How's your life, man? I just rambled on for
No.
14 minutes.
Well, I'm with you, man. I'm not
Mm.
I'm not watching the Mets, dude. I agree with you, dude. I'm not doing that. I'm not turning on one Met game this summer. You won't
can't-
see it from me, pal.
Look,
All right?
I know Germ has ticked off the Met fan base to the point where we're not going to buy your shorts anymore. and
Yeah,
all
but
this
when
other
is
stuff.
Germ not angry about
Right.
something?
He had the thumbs down movement. And he loved it. Like, but how many times does he want to burn his bills and stuff?
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I think I love Bert and Germ to death.
okay.
They have a great show.
Yeah.
But if you want to talk about two people that it's so easy to make angry and rattle, half the time in our group chat, I'm laughing while typing something because I know one of the two of them are going to be so pissed off at what I'm going to say.
I get pissed off, but it goes quick. Like you could like I fuse and then I defuse.
Yeah.
Like it's like a blimp on a heartbeat thing, right? Is that fair?
No,
But
it is. There
yeah.
are times I could diffuse you pretty easy.
You are a good diffuser.
Because I know when you get angry, unless it's something that if I'm angry with you,
Oh,
about something,
it's over.
the worst
It's over.
combination.
No, yeah,
We're like, forget that, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's the worst. But if it's
somebody
something-
could end up dead,
Yes, oh my
that's bad. Like that's so because you're like, well, let's think rationally.
no,
Like,
man. If I'm on the same page as you and we're
it's
angry
like-
about something, dude, it is awful.
It's like guilty conscience. The end of that, where it's like,
Yeah, like-
what am I saying? Shoot them both. Like it's just.
I swear to
Man,
God.
it's crazy, but I wholeheartedly agree with that. Like,
It's great. But when you're really angry about something and I'm just like not really in it, I feel like I just point out something where it's just like, hey, man, it could be worse. And you're like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's true.
we do a good job of that for sure.
Man. What's well, I want to know how are the new digs, man? What's it like? A week before Christmas, 2 weeks before Christmas, and have you actually stepped foot in any retail store in your shopping?
No,
endeavors?
I actually have to do some shopping. Like I'm actually concerned about that. But yeah, no, outside of food or like convenience stores, I have not. So I prospect, I look for different things and stuff like that. So I have been shopping around or looking around the internet and trying to find different things we could associate with. But honestly, no, like it feels so good. It's weird not watching TV while working anymore. That's the only weird thing.
What's crazy is like just I do enjoy the holidays. I like everything about it.
No.
But just the traffic everywhere is disgusting.
Well, it's funny because like trains and mass transit.
I
is
do know about
down.
trains and mass transit. Yeah.
Right. Like the population's down, but car vehicles are like through the roof. Like the car industry can't keep things in stock. That's why there's crazy increase. So people like, even Jen, who used to travel via mass transit.
So they're saying they're not taking
aren't
public
doing that
transportation
but
anymore?
Nobody's taking public transportation. They're all in cars listening to the Divide.
Oh, that's great.
Isn't that crazy?
That's great. No, that's amazing.
great, right?
Buy a car if you don't have a car, guys, buy a car just so you can
so you
listen
can
to
tune
the
in
Divide live.
on
Bert
104.1.
bought an electric car. You guys were looking at electric for a long time.
Yeah, we want that van, that Volkswagen van that like kind of looks like the Scooby Doo van.
Yeah, I don't know. The
But,
mystery machine.
Yeah, it's called it used to be called the Bully, and now it's going to be called something else. But they've been teasing it for freaking 14 years. I'm convinced it's the only reason why me and my wife have been together that long. Because
just
like
to
we're
get the
just like
van.
we're going to get the van, then we're
Right.
getting divorced.
Yeah. Well, who gets the van in the divorce?
Exactly. Cut it in half. I'll probably live in the van. That's my luck.
Dude, man, I'd love to live in a van
that'd be great.
nowadays.
Yeah,
Seriously, why not?
Remember, like that was like that thread. You'll be living in a van down by the river. It's like I can afford that. Thank
Waterfront
you.
property? No problem. Say it. Someone pinch me. I'm
man.
dreaming.
It's nuts.
Dude, I tell you, so Bert bought an electric car, and I didn't quite understand it because when he bought it, he was like, he got it like around Black Friday, and he's like, oh, good deal. I got like 3 years of like free charging, and it didn't like sink in. I thought when you had to charge an electric car, like you just like those charging stations at like Wawa and stuff. I thought there was anybody. It's just a plug. I was like, you just plug in. He was like, no. He's like, you have to pay for it if it's not like a specific vendor or whatever that works with Volkswagen. So I was like, so what does that like break down to, man? Like for like miles and like the amount they charge you, like what you're getting out of it. Someone at the next to him that was like, no, he had an electric car, and he's like, I did the math. It pretty much breaks down to the same thing as gas. Yo, what are we doing?
It's great. It's great.
I guess you're saving the environment
planet.
by paying the same that you would for gas, I guess. But he did just install one of those things, like charging things in
My
his garage.
neighbor just installed one. Just got an electric car too. And the funny part is he works for the power plant. So it's like,
Yeah, what is
so I was like, all right,
swear,
taking
man.
yourself out of business, bro. No, but he actually convinced the power plant to put in charging stations, so now he could charge at work.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
No,
That's not bad at
smart
all.
man.
So listen, man, you might be closer, and we'll take a break in like 30 seconds. You might be closer to that van if you keep all those winnings from you betting those defenses.
Yo, it's
everyone.
nuts, man.
So,
Thanksgiving week.
guys, this started Thanksgiving weekend,
And it's-
but Mike has literally taken like 3 or 4 teams every weekend and just putting money on defense and special teams touchdowns, and he's hit every weekend.
Yeah.
Dude, you had to have. I don't even want to say the dollar amount, but you have to have accrued a serious amount of money.
It's crazy.
Just doing that, and
crazy.
the fact that you're hitting.
Yeah.
And it's not like, I mean, you're strategically but it's like,
Yeah.
all right,
I'll
like,
tell you Sunday morning what I'm doing
I
and
know,
why,
dude.
and then I'm telling you Sunday afternoon it hit.
and every single guys, I'm saying every single one. Like, is this an untapped? I never thought to bet this on my life.
I just wanted to
For
have
a
more
prop bet.
Yeah, I wanted to have more fun. Kind of like the corner kicks we did in the World Cup. That
Yeah.
was so much fun. So I was like, how can I attack Thanksgiving week without it getting crazy? You know, like, and just for excitement. And dude, 7 out of 8 hit, which was nuts. I mean, I think I know every team had one. Every game had one. And I picked the right team. I also parlayed that Dolphins Jets one.
Oh, God.
Where the fail Mary is now what they're calling it,
Yeah.
which is hilarious. Like, I don't know. Like, bro, you're not Aaron Rodgers. Don't throw that deep pass with 2 seconds left in the first half.
You might be the only person that like cheers because the defense is getting on the field.
I was like, you guys, you're not going to believe this. But that one was like I think I know for a fact the Dolphins scored at like 103. The Jets scored at 103. Their defense scored, and then at 3 seconds left, the Dolphins scored. It was crazy.
Oh my
crazy.
God, good time.
So it was great times.
Stay with us, guys. We're going to talk more gambling. We're going to give you a little bit of a rundown, but stay with us. This is Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler.
You want to keep going?
Yeah, man. Let's do it. Hold on. Let me get some things for the rundown real quick.
I got my rundown stuff. Yo, what's up, Steve Wallman? Sorry if we didn't see you.
Oh, Steve, man. I feel like we were
Long time no talk, man. Hope you're well.
Seriously.
I'm not watching the Yankees. That's what he said. That's great. I agree, man. I'm not watching the Mets until we do something. Right now, it's like that dead animal that you're just poking in the freaking, I don't know, street. I've never poked a dead animal. I don't know about you.
I have.
You have?
Yeah, you never like when you were a
No.
kid. It sounds weird to say as an adult, but like you just walk and you see like a dead possum, so you pick up a stick and you poke it.
No.
Oh yeah, man. I don't know either. I've never done that. Yeah, we did that shit all
I
the
guess
time.
that's also the difference between like where you grew up and where I grew up. Like it's a dead person. No. But yeah, that's crazy. I've woken people up that I thought were dead with the power of my healing powers.
Yo, let's get back to it. Let's go.
You're listening to The Divide, right here on The Gambler.
And we are back.
We are back.
Damn timers and giving me trouble right off the bat. Divide Live, Fox Sports The Gambler. Don't forget to check us out on our socials. Divide Live on Instagram, Twitter, or excuse me, X. You got Facebook, YouTube Live, of course. Jump on, interact with us, drop a subscribe and a like, and we'll love you forever. And then our website, giveusashot.network. Let's jump into some rundown, guys. Not a lot of stuff going on, but we'll start. Puberty. I sound so like it never sounds right when I say it, but they released like a survey of for their followers, like what would you say to your 18-year-old self if Mike Powers had to say something radio appropriate to his 18-year-old self, like what would you say to your 18? And I'll give you an example of what like a few of these people said. The one was take more care of yourself and also love yourself more. Take care of your body, make exercise a part of your life. I'm too hateful for this. It ends better. You'll end up having such a beautiful family. Oh, that's sweet, actually.
No.
Continue to be your true self no matter what people say. Well, somebody had like 18 sentences to give to their age. Come on. Don't bake in the sun is one of them. Stop stalling, chase your dreams.
That's crazy. I don't know. I wish I stalled.
Yeah,
I'd probably
I'm a big
be like,
staller.
yeah, chill.
Yeah, I'd be like, dude,
I was way too grown at 21. I shouldn't have been.
like relax and have a
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah.
That's my advice. Relax and have a drink, man.
It's fair.
Be humble. Always do what you want first.
In an alternate timeline, it's just you like homeless with a bottle of beer. Like, you relax too much.
This random guy told me he's
Yeah.
from the future and to relax.
Yeah.
This one says never look back. Trust in what you do. This one says, here we go. Take 3 defenses for your parlay. No, I'm kidding. No. So, like, in all seriousness, you got to think, like, first of all, I don't want to talk to 18-year-old me.
No.
I'll talk to 22-year-old me.
Yeah, that's fair.
22-year-old me needed a lot of straightening out.
Fair.
18-year-old me was still scared of, like, the dark, man. You're 18. Like, you're barely out of high school or still in high school. First of all, have you ever tried talking to an 18-year-old?
No, it's pointless.
Dude, if you were like, come back from the future, if I came back to talk to 18-year-old me, 18-year-old me would be like, I don't believe you. Get out of my face. Like, what do you know, buddy?
It's so
like,
true.
Just because you messed up your life doesn't mean I'm going to. Like, that would be 18-year-old
but I
me.
am you.
Dude. Yo,
I am
I
you.
wouldn't listen to that logic
Also,
at all,
while you're
bro.
talking to them, are you changing? Think about it. Like, if you're like, rip your eye out, then like is your eye out now? Like, you know what I mean? Just rip your eye out. Like,
Dude, I get it. It's never going to happen. But you think about, like, what would you tell 18-year-olds?
I'd be like, invest in Bitcoin,
Yo,
but then
yeah.
stop. Like,
there's going to be this thing that you can get for a fraction of a penny, and it's not going to make sense. But just throw $100 at it, and you'll be a billionaire.
yeah, until you're
Okay.
not.
Until you're, yeah. Hey, man, crypto's coming back, dude.
Oh, okay.
Crypto's making a comeback.
I got a bridge to
I got
sell you.
more money to invest in it. Now, 18. Do you have anything? What would you give 18-year-old Mike?
Yeah, man, it's all gonna work out. I would say. I don't know.
I mean,
Like
well,
you
you
said,
don't know
don't get-
that.
I
You're still
would've-
young. I mean, you
I
don't know if
would've-
it's all going to work.
Yeah. Thanks. I don't care. Seems fine right now. I don't know. I'd probably be a little more free for sure. Like, just chill out. That'd be it.
Yeah, I would definitely. I'd give some romantic advice. That would be
Even because when
sure.
I was 22, even 22-year-old people just assumed I was like 35 because I was already
because you were
like,
bald at 22.
You're a jerk.
No,
man.
that's right. You weren't. Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Peyton cannot fathom me with hair. Like there was a Christmas card that she was on with us, and she's like, "Wait, who's the man with the hair?"
Like that's
And I was
me,
like, "That's
bro.
me." Also, you want to talk about that real quick? The Christmas card.
Oh, your Christmas card.
Yeah.
So Mike sent out a Christmas card, and I had to politely like dance around and ask him if he was. I was like, "You guys are joking. Like this is a sarcastic card, right? Like because it was from your vacation.
It was.
You guys had these outfits on because the night you took a
It
cruise."
was like white and gold.
And the night on the cruise was a theme. It was like white and gold. But these were outfits that you would never wear
ever
anywhere else.
Yeah.
But if you didn't know the context of him being on the cruise, you look like Siegfried and Roy, like with your outfits. And I was just like, it's a Christmas card. Some people take Christmas cards very serious. So you don't, I didn't know what to think. So I was just like, hey man, I got your Christmas card. It's awesome. And you were like, haha, I know, right? And I was like, you're being sarcastic, right? You were like, yeah, totally. Like, thank God.
Well, the most embarrassing part was So Todd and his family came to Jingle Ball, and I escorted them to their seats, all this other stuff. Todd's like, "Yo, we got your Christmas card today." I was like, I couldn't believe it. So Jen sent it to him and his family, and I was like,
God.
I didn't explain. Like, they don't understand the context of it. They're like, "It was a great card. You guys look so beautiful." I was like,
He pulls up old Christmas cards of him wearing the same thing. You're like, yeah, I know, man. I just love it. It's great.
No, so we're like on that level now. We exchange Christmas cards. So Jackie said mine is coming.
I'm a
So
little jealous, man. I love
that was kind of cool, right? All because of a guitar that never showed up.
It's very serendipitous.
Yeah,
Very
but
serendipitous.
we made it up to his family, and more importantly, a children's specialized hospital. Gabby was there, and she got to walk the red carpet and get that VIP treatment. So
It looked like a good time, man.
it was great, man. I can't wait for you to have to bring Murph to it, because it is definitely a rite of passage for parents and dads. More importantly, it seems like the dads. Last year, Katie took my niece, but this year Carl was back in the saddle. And it just feels like it's like kind of like that dad-daughter moment.
Yeah.
You're going to have to experience that for at least a decade.
I'd be happy to do that when
So-
she's old enough to understand.
One more thing before you keep going. I'm going to hijack your rundown.
No, do it, man.
So these Santas in fire trucks, like, I never thought about this until maybe I got too much time on my hand. I got to start working harder.
All right, let me hear it. I want to
All
hear what you're going to say here, because
So-
there's a couple places you can go, and I'm intrigued.
I pulled over, sirens going off, right? Santa bypasses. And I was like, imagine if at that moment your house is burning down and like they have to like red alert right to you. They're like, "Santa, stop waving and save me."
You call 911 and they're like, what kind of insurance do you have? Like, sorry.
Listen, the
All
fire
of our
truck's busy
fire
right
trucks
now.
are busy.
That-
Santa's waving to people in their homes.
That's like that would be a great villain story, like for a bad Christmas movie. Like, why do you hate Christmas so much? Well, my house burnt down and Santa was too busy on the other side
Don't
of town.
say another word before Hallmark jacks our idea right now. We have to pitch it.
Hallmark, so embrace my jacket. I got an idea.
It just came to me. I was just sitting at home and it came to me.
No.
Dude, did Santa come by your neighborhood this week? Is that what brought it up? Because Santa came by my house like 2 days ago.
Yeah, I was driving home
Oh,
in
you were
another
driving
town,
home.
and I saw, like I said, I pulled over. Santa did come, but it was raining, so they told us we had to go to him.
What?
Yeah, I swear. So you had to go to like the
I
town
mean,
hall thing.
Santa's old. You know, old people don't like driving in the
Yeah,
rain. Like,
yeah.
they're just, look, it's dark and raining. Just.
Yeah, our whole town's sick right now because they made us watch our kids and other kids perform, and then they did like a tree lighting ceremony, and they told us it's like we're the oldest tree ceremony in America. It's like, all right, man, that's what we're gonna hang our hat on.
Yeah,
Like,
cool, man. Lower our taxes since we've been doing it for so
Oh,
long.
it looked like no expenses were spent like on this event. Couldn't even hear the people. It was nuts. It was
Oh, my
absolutely
God.
nuts.
You can't afford microphones in a
Yeah.
town like this. Yeah, man. It's our fire department in our town. The day that you experienced it when it was raining, they're like, we were gonna go out, but we'll go out during the week. So I was making dinner the other night, and like I hear sirens, but it's not uncommon from where I live to hear sirens. I'm like, whatever. But it's like getting closer. I'm like, Jesus, man, what is this? And I like glance out. And dude, Santa was doing like 40 and a 25. He was booking
That's
it.
what
And he was like, ooh, and it was cold. I get it. I'm like, this guy's getting it. So like I tried to grab the baby real quick to be like, oh, look, Santa. But like, dude, I opened the door and I saw like the white in his hat just
No.
beaming. So I'm like, whatever. So I put her back down. I continue making dinner. And then he comes around again, but like slower. So I guess,
No.
I don't know if someone called and complained or if like it was just like a, hey, warning, I'm going to come around again. And then he came around again. But
So I'm officially in that dad era where your kid goes to sleepovers. Like it's before it gets too like there's that gap, right? Because
man.
like come like high school, like you don't want to sleep over your friend's house anymore. Like or you're like I'll crash at my buddy's house after a party.
I
That's-
passed out.
right.
Yeah, you're
But
right.
then
Right.
the anxiety for your parents grow. You see what I mean? But right now it's like, oh, it's cute. They're having like candy and they're going to bed, and so I was able to go out the other night to honor Mike Tallerita and celebrate his scholarship because it's fully sponsored forever. So there will always be a scholarship in his name now at Haverton School. So we were celebrating. Jeff was there, Brace was there, and the whole Tallerita family was awesome. But like, Bro, we finished the night like we had this beautiful ceremony, cocktails, blah blah blah. We have dinner.
Right.
It's like 10:30. I swore I thought it was like 2:30 in the morning. So then like we're watching TV the other night and somebody's like, I'll pick you up around 8. Like that doesn't happen anymore. Like nobody does that.
8?
Yeah.
You're picking me up at 8?
I mean, like the hell
You're
you
picking
are,
me up
pal?
from the party to take me home at 8. That's what you're
putting
doing.
me to bed at 8.
Yo,
Like
8?
So my question to you, and you kind of already answered it with the casino thing. What's the latest you would stay out? It's probably for these, right?
All right, so here's where you get me. If I have nothing planned and the green light for my wife, and you're like, yo, it's Tuesday night, you don't have work the next day. Let's go down. Let's drive to AC or let's drive to Parks or whatever. Like, let's just go sit at a table for a few hours. I'm game to do that. Like but if you were to like, hey man, I'm gonna pick you up at 9. We're gonna go to a club. I'm gonna let me stop you right there.
I'm gonna grab a bite to eat.
No, we're not.
Yeah, like
you could tell me you could pick me up at 9 and we can go to Applebee's and get half price appetizers, but I am not going to a club late. I'll sit down, I'll gamble a little bit, but no, sir, I will not be going to it. Do you remember club days? Like, don't get me wrong. There was one reason and one reason only we went to clubs, but it was just like awful. Like, have you ever been to a club like in AC, a few of them?
Yeah, like honestly too, in Vegas, I kind of vetoed or begged you guys not to go in that club because I experienced a bunch of them, and I was just like, yo, it's such a terrible time.
There's always a fog machine.
Such a waste of money.
It's just you always end up getting sick because you're just you're close to people, you're sweating on each other. It's just it's great. 18-year-old me, don't go to clubs. Don't do that. Real quick, one more thing for the rundown. We'll continue this in the next segment too, but we just had to point out that there was a gentleman in South Carolina, Edward Lawrence Sr., just celebrated his 103rd birthday. And do you know what he attributed his long life to?
No.
Minding his damn business.
That's fair, man.
They said, what's your secret, man? How did you get to 103? How are you living this beautiful, happy, healthy life? And he said, I just decided to mind my own business about everything. And here I am at 103. And you got to think that our civilization will never live long because no one can mind their business about anything.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't really care about anybody else's business personally. Like, I always care about my inner circle, you know? And if I care about your business, I care about you. But so many people care about my business. And it's ridiculous, and they want to critique it, and so. Yeah,
I mean, I have my opinions about things, but I don't. Do you? I don't care. Right. That's not how I would do it. If you were to ask me, I'll tell you straight up. But no, man, go ahead. The people that like weird me out are the ones that verbalize it, right? They like have to come and tell you, hey, I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I don't remember asking you. And then you seem like the jerk where you're like, I did all the time. Like, I didn't really ask for your opinion. Like, I don't appreciate it because I'm not going to take what. And they're like, oh, I'm just trying to help. And it's like, I didn't ask for your help. Right, I don't think I needed help. You thought I needed help. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but no, I got my own stuff to worry about, man. I don't have time to worry about anybody else's stuff.
Yeah, it's so true, man.
Any of that stuff. Stay with us, Fox Sports The Gambler. We're going to be right back. Another quick segment. This is Divide Live. I didn't mean to cut you off there. I just didn't know if we were doing whatever.
I'll remember that. Mind your own business. If I want to talk, I'll talk.
Excuse me. I was tweaking the audio and the video. I'll talk whenever. What are we doing here? What are we doing? We're winging it. I love it when we wing it. I got to be honest with you. Thoroughly enjoy it. We're definitely going to record next week too, right?
Oh, heck yeah, yeah.
Good.
Mm-hmm. Good. I want to start doing some stuff, like I said, with the Philly side of the divide too, but I was thinking we could all go to each other's stadiums and try the food, and then we have to rank them. Yeah. That'd be dope, right? Especially, I think Yankee Stadium has the worst out of all of it, though. Like, you have, like, I don't know.
Yeah, our food.
You got the arson judge burger for $99.
Yeah, and people line up for that shit.
We didn't talk about it, but did you see that the Yankees called Juan Soto John Soto, like to make fun of the arson judge thing?
Did they really?
Yeah, I don't know. John Boy posted it, but
He's starting. Be careful, Corey. We're on YouTube. We're on YouTube
I
Live
still
right
like
now.
them, but yeah, it's hard. Like you when you grow a business, it starts to not be as much about you,
Right.
Yeah,
It's
and that's what gets hard. It's hard to find. I think he's doing it right, but that circle is, it's tough to navigate. I'm glad Nicky Cass hasn't lost his identity through that whole John Boy thing.
Man, that dude's locked in. He ain't
Yeah.
changing for anybody.
Turbo.
He just likes doing what he's doing.
Turbo
All right,
mode.
let's do it.
Brah.
You're listening to The Divide right here on The Gambler.
And we are back. Let's get into a little football stuff here because it is still football season after
Yeah.
all. I mean, a little bit of baseball, some news hit, but it's still football season. Dolphins still at the top of the division, but they're definitely looking at their schedule, man. They can blow it. I mean, the Bills are not far away. So I feel like this could be the epic flop of the Dolphins, and the Bills can end up taking the AFC East. But I do want to get in Philly. I know all week you guys have been talking fraud or for real. Are the Philadelphia Eagles the team that everybody thought they were, or were they just not as good and because they had a little bit of a weaker schedule? What's going on here? I want the Mike Powers opinion, but I also want to remind everybody, even though the Cowboys beat the pants off of the Eagles, the Cowboys still have the same schedule that the Eagles had as well. So you can also make the same argument of this soft schedule for the Cowboys because both teams are sitting at 10-3. But I want to know. I know you're in and out of the iHeart studios all the time. I know Sean Brace had some panic. I know if it's one thing he does, it's panic. But I want to know, like, being the Dolphin fan that I am, when the Eagles played the Dolphins, I knew the Dolphins did not deserve to win. They didn't win, but I knew there was no way, fair game called by the refs, whatever, they weren't winning. But the Eagles were not as scary as everybody made them out to be. And I know for a fact that you think the same, Mike Powers.
Yeah, I kind of laugh, like, because you could see who's still loyal, who still doesn't even know, and then who, like, is just down on the Eagles right now, right? So, like, there's a mix of that, right? So I'm not saying just because you're wearing Kelly Green now, you understand what's going on. No, you're just there for the ride. But then also there's people who are just denouncing it, like, look, get me into my Sixers or get me into this. Like, oh, the Flyers are promising, So it's a mixed bag of emotions. But it was also that week 3, when they were 3-0 and undefeated. There were so many question marks. So I said this with the Phillies, and it holds true with the Eagles. It's good to go through this now than in the playoffs.
Correct.
Figure out what you need to do. The funniest thing is you see all this drama with the brotherly shove or whatever they call it, the tush push. They should ban it and all this other stuff. And you've seen the Giants tried to do it. Everybody's tried their own version of it and can't figure it out. So you can't make something illegal that only one team is doing. So that's kind of annoying.
And it has a lot to do with their personnel, too, right? I mean,
But my question to you, are they 10-3 right now without that move? It gets a little scary, right? You could probably argue there's 2 or 3 games that could have ended another way.
If you're playing the what if game, then
Yeah.
I would absolutely argue that you're
Right.
not 10-3 with that because they convert every fourth
Every
down
time.
using that.
Yeah,
I
every
think
time.
they've only been stopped twice all season with that.
It's
like
insane. It's insane.
unreal.
But dude, it's fun. It's a fun ride to be in that environment. I like to see my friends enjoy life because I can't. So, there's nothing. I mean, now we got Danny DeVito. That's about it.
Oh, God.
That's a Jeremy Lin type jokey.
You're the
gimmicky
second person
crap.
I've heard this week compare
Right. We get
the
so-
Tommy DeVito to Jeremy Lin's the
but it just-
Linsanity situation.
Yeah.
And
the other person's a great human being.
yeah, they're all right.
It was in jail, Mike.
Yeah, no, they're okay.
All right.
No, it's not I guess it's not uncalled for
Yeah.
for you to say it's similar to Linsanity. I think I don't know. I don't like. First of all, like his agent, like, what are you dressing like that?
Yeah,
for, man?
that was
like, no,
hilarious.
you can't tell me you dress like that on purpose. Like,
I don't
like
know,
all the
man.
time. You did
I've
that
heard-
on purpose. You knew the cameras would.
There's
be
a
on you.
lot of stories about them like in pizzerias and stuff like that after it, and they're like cheersing and like it's a mob mentality. Also, I don't know if you know this, but he lives in the same town as Aaron Rodgers. He lives on one side with his mom, like literally still in his like kid bedroom. And, Aaron Rodgers has like 18 bedrooms in his house, which is nuts. Yeah.
And
in
it's
the
like
same town, New Jersey. So it's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. But
It's good. I mean, listen, the Giants play the Eagles on Christmas Day.
yeah,
I mean, it's in Philly. I would say see if we could score some tickets to it, but I don't know if I'd be able to sneak away on Christmas Day.
I'm just thinking like, you need me to take care of this Hurts guy for you? Like, they're going to break some kneecaps, bro. It's over.
He's good. He's gonna land a really good backup job somewhere. He's gonna get paid an okay amount of money to be a backup, or, I mean, I don't think he's gonna stay on the Giants.
Dude, I don't know.
I asked a Giant fan, like a diehard Giants fan, so I already knew the answer. Of like, I'm like, so when Daniel Jones come back, like, do you think DeVito's better than Jones? He's like, nah, Daniel Jones is way better. And I'm like, way better,
Way better.
way better.
You sure about that?
Really?
You sure
DeVito's
about that?
been winning a few games here.
Yeah,
really know.
I don't. Danny Dimes is a joke. He's worth a dime. I think it's bizarre that they locked him up for what they did, so they have to live with that. And
then someone said that there's a bunch of quarterbacks in the draft class coming up this year, and that the Giants were going to go after one. And I'm like, dude, I don't understand.
So stupid. So they're the only, like, and that's the other thing, man. Like, I'm tired of this crap, man. And I'm on
you're very
strike.
angry today,
I'm
man.
on
I
strike
love
with
it.
New York,
I
the
love
New York
it.
fan base. You know why? Because they had a party, and I was the only. I have one of the largest Met followings, and because of this show, and it pissed me off I wasn't invited. So that's strike one. Strike two is Steve Cohen just
Who had a party?
Like all the Met guys, like all the little TikTokers and podcasters. I was
Really?
like, yeah. And then after they're like, oh, we should have had Mike here. Yeah, you should have Mike here. You want to know why? Because people would actually won. But that's besides the point. Number three is like, stop making these athletes into somebody they're not. Like even Pete, like, he's not a polar bear. He's just a guy. Like, let's relax a little bit. And I know our boy Todd named him that, but like, we got to stop super, like, Noah was Thor. Like, and now he's just a human being. And
Yeah,
like,
the catch, man. We
Yeah.
thought it was corny when it was actually happening because we were like, just play baseball. Please just play baseball. I just
the
wanna hear-
Yankees tend to not, like, the one guy you guys like treat like Jesus is Derek Jeter. But outside of that, you're pretty
Yeah, but
calm.
we
Pretty
don't
calm.
call him Jesus or
Yeah.
Captain America. He's just
Yeah.
baseball Jesus.
But also, like, you also, like, didn't have many homegrown people either. Like, that was one of the, the core four.
Yo, don't bring it over here, man.
just
Just
saying.
because you're angry, don't bring it here. Don't do that.
I don't know.
Picking on Jeets and all that. Jeter called.
Remember when you guys developed Juan Soto? It was great. Like, it pissed. He's a rental. That's what you guys do. What are we talking about? Hey, you probably told him you're not gonna call him next year. Like,
man.
the funniest thing is
Listen.
they're talking about that being the best outfield in the world. Giancarlo Stanton's not in the pictures. Like, when they talk about who's the best, like, you have a $300 million guy that Derek Jeter helped you get robbed from the Marlins. Dude, stop. I want to say let's go Mets. There's no reason. They're just going. They're not going. We're dead. Like,
Man,
it's so depressing.
And this is why, if Mike's angry, and I agree with him, you just times that by like 3 or 4, and that's what it is.
Yeah, dude, and I got 30 seconds left, and it's just I think just putting the studio back together just added to the fuel.
Yeah, I know, man. You
And
were
it's like
pretty
a
angry.
rocket
I was
ship.
sitting over
Oh,
here scared. I was like,
goddamn
man,
rocket ship.
I should probably do something.
Yeah. Oh man, and I called it with the whole DeGrom crap. I called it with the and I'm not saying I told you so. You could go back. I called in
Help.
after the Phillies beat
Help.
the tar out of the Mets. Beat the tar out of them after my Xfinity thing. I told Jansen and Brace that they were going to turn around and trade all these things and get prospects, and they did. And everybody's like, that makes no sense. That's exactly what they did. And now Max has a ring, DeGrom has a ring, and Verlander and Kate Upton are back in Houston. All is merry except for in Queens. Merry Christmas.
Have a good week, everybody. We're going to be back next week right before the holidays. Stay well. Divide Live, Fox Sports The Gambler.